Welcome everybody to Daddy Comes First, the finest podcast in all of the land. I don't know what else to say other than that. That is just the truth. And we can check the stats here. Trending. I don't know what this is about. Trending. Show us what's trending. We're doing podcasts here, everybody. Listens. We have 1 million listens. We have 1 million new followers. The money is pouring in, and it's actually quite scary. It's terrifying. The audience, the plays, the madness, the impressions. Let's see, any new countries? Nope. Ecuador. That might be the Presidente himself. El Presidente! Wow. Who knows what just happened? Not me. Let me say this. Make no mistake about it. We are in a war. We are in a war for all freedoms. I don't want to talk about. So, all over Dublin, they have all these posters, right? Because we just had elections, okay? A couple of days ago. They're over. They don't make a big deal about the elections here. It's not as entertaining as the elections in other places. I don't think there's much kind of murder that goes on because of elections. And I don't think people from different factions hate each other. And also, it is not a reason to hate somebody. And you know, it's not like an identity. Not like in the States, which I do love. I have to say, it is the best dramatic television around, and lots of comedy too. The two political parties in the States. It's amazing. You know, one fella, they're both old. One fella he's not there half the time. The other fella just got convicted for hush money, paying somebody off. Sometimes you have to pay people off. What can you say? You know what I mean? I thought we were trying to be body positive. She had sex and he paid her for it. I didn't realize sex work was a crime. No. So it's not entertaining, the elections here. But they do go on and people carry on like it matters, which it doesn't. It doesn't. I'm sorry that you feel that it does. It doesn't. Ironically, the same people who've been talking about how feckless the government was for the past, 9 months with the one Gaza, they're the ones that are trying to get people to vote. Hey guys, your vote matters. Please reach out. Email your TDs. Listen to me. You think they're reading those emails? They ain't. Taint the kind of thing they're trying to do. Guaranteed. They have an intern who's like, he has a Excel spreadsheet and he's like, oh, one email for Gaza, one email, my fucking pipes is broken, I can't get, social housing. And then he just gives that spreadsheet to whoever. I've never voted. I might have voted once in Toronto. When I first got there, they had a voting machine in our building. And I was automatically registered. So I was literally on my way to breakfast, and some little fucking do-gooder was like, did you vote today? Hey man, did you catch your ballot today? I said no. He said, it's just right in there. So I took a left. I just scribbled some crap. I didn't even know who I voted for. Because it does not matter to anyone. Now, for the astute out there, you might think that what I'm saying is democracy doesn't matter. It does matter. It's the best thing we have. Okay? But putting somebody in power for some years to do whatever they want is not democracy in my eyes. So public referendums, for instance. Great. There's a specific issue. You vote on it or not. I still don't vote on those. Mostly because none of them have really affected me. And, I know what you're going to say. You say, well, you have to fight for the rights of those. It's going very well without me. They don't need my input. I'm somebody who talks about pooping into a microphone. Okay? I'm a roadie. So it doesn't matter. So I just think it's funny that the same people who talk about how horrible all these governments are with this war in Gaza are trying to get people to vote. What is the point? They're going to do what they're going to do. They're going to do what they're going to do. It's just how it is. Okay? As George Carlin once said, the people with all the money, they make these decisions. And you don't have any. So you don't make any decisions. Now, for these empires to exist, you need the illusion of a democracy. So they're like, hey, what we'll do? We'll pull up posters, we'll pretend to fight each other, and then we let them write on a piece of paper who they like the most, and then that person will be, that person will stand up and say, I'm the best, I'm the king, and then they will make all the decisions, which will be so much different from anybody else making those decisions, right? It's very different, isn't it? I can feel the differences already from Friday's election. Alert, alert, alert. Bullshit present, bullshit present. Right? So, I'm not taking it on. I never took it on. I think it's entertaining, like I said. I love following American politics for the entertainment value. But to pretend that it's anything different, who gets in or whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Trump hasn't been in for 4 years. They talk about him every day. And that other fella, the old fella, Biden. I mean, you might have all the money in the world. You might. But your family is trash, bro. Your family is trailer park trash. His son just got convicted. This is true. I'm not making this up. His son just got convicted. His son's name is Hunter. Whitest name on the face of the earth. Hunter. Did they even say the T? Hunter. He just got convicted of being high on crack while trying to buy a gun. Okay? This is the level we're at. He also, I think he has intercourse with his dead brother's wife. But she now hates him because she says he got hooked on crack cocaine. This is the level of that family. And then on the other side, you have those horrible Trump children. Ugh, it's all crap, but it's entertaining. It's like, what does that show everybody likes in England? Where all the fake people live in the big house and oh my god, what is it called? And they wear all the dumb clothes and it's like a period thing. Downton Abbey. Downton Abbey. Welcome to Downton Abbey. Right? So it's the same nonsense. So I like to watch it. I like to enjoy. And, people they love to say, if you don't vote, you don't have a voice. I have a very loud voice and I talk all the time. You don't have the right to say. I have all of the right. Free speech, motherfucker. Who cares? And it's usually the most ideological people who are, you have to get voted, vote, your vote matters, whatever. It does not matter. It does not matter. Okay? What has Ireland done to make you think that it matters who you vote for? And you can never say because the other person isn't in there and the other party hasn't been in the same situation or made the same whatever decisions. For instance, housing. The reason housing is so bad in Ireland is one reason, because they didn't build any housing for 5 or 6 years after the crash. Everybody shut down, had no money, bankrupt, whatever. The vultures came in, took everything, picked the bones clean. But population was still growing, immigration was still happening. So now we're in a situation where, even though Ireland is on track to build the most houses in the EU again for the second year in a row, it's not enough, because no houses were built for however many years after the crash. After the crash. You see, after the crash happened? After the crash. Right? So, I don't vote. And if you vote, you're dumb. You're not dumb, sorry. You're just a nice person, and you think that things matter. But as soon as you realize that above us all, there is a demon spaceship filled with aliens and lizards who have all the money and power, who really control everybody, and these are facts. These are facts. And your vote doesn't matter. But I'll tell you this, what does matter is the illusion, the facade. But as soon as you realize that it is a facade and we don't have any real power, I think, the facade crumbles and then we get to the root of who really has power. But then, I don't know, maybe we turn into, what's that show my wife likes? The Mockingjays, right? A few people dressed up in nice ball gowns and then everybody else is just getting slaughtered. That's just what it is. It's a war. It's a genocide. It's a whatever. Apartheid. Call it whatever you want. It's still happening. So that's my point. You know who really does all the work? It's the boring people who you never hear about. I have been in the rooms. I'm not participating, but as a technician, I've been in those rooms, man, where they're talking about, there's 30 people in the room for all over the European Union, and they're talking about flood mitigation, right? Not because it's a problem now, it is a problem now. Not because it is a problem now, which it is, but because it will be a much worse problem in 10, 20, 40 years, whatever, right? Those are the people, that's the government. Those are the people who really, they get shit done. And those people don't change out like, you know what I mean? They just get on and they have a 50-year plan. Doesn't matter who the hell comes into power. The Chancellor of EU is not going to be like, shut down that flood management or whatever. No. But those people are great because they actually run the government. The man who's outside my house at 7 a.m. every morning cleaning up the fucking trash. He's the government, I guess. I don't know. He's a corporation guy. Cleans up, he cleans up the, man, why do people have to be so dirty? What is it? This morning, I almost stepped on a used maxi pad. My son goes to a real nice creche, okay? But surrounding him is obviously the dirtiest, filthiest people on planet Earth. They just dump trash and they'll do a full renovation and dump all the stuff on the side of there's like a short little tunnel to kind of get into a courtyard area where some cars park, and then you kind of go through to get to my son's creche, right? A creche is a daycare, by the way. Praise Jesus. And it's fucking gross, and I've seen him show up and he's like, some kids are dumping some crap, he's cursing them or whatever, they threaten him, they threaten to stab him in his face, so he doesn't want any of that heat. He's just trying to do his job. Do you think voting somebody else in power is going to change the fact that that's going to happen? I don't know, maybe it is. I just don't believe in any fucking shit anymore. I believe in nothing. I am agnostic. Jesus. Anyway, so don't vote, don't waste your time. If you really care, pick one issue, and run with it and try to fix it. If it's the fact that school and schooling hasn't changed in 100 years, that could be your issue. Homelessness, that could be your issue. But they're not gonna do anything real. right? And the illusion, the facade, sound like a broken record now, is that if you vote in the right person, they will actually do the work that you want to. No, you have to do the work. Okay? So the same person who's like, vote, it really matters. Why don't hush your stink mouth and organize something in your community to help these people out? Raise money, get some houses built. Get a couple of caravans, stick them in there, take them around the country, the Wild Atlantic way. Hugely successful. Successful. Where was I from when I said that word? That's the story. So, that's what it is. That's what it is. Clean streets, nothing to do with who's in power. Has to do with that man who has to deal with all those children. Those horrible, horrible children. And the problem is, those parents, they're just having more kids. I saw a mother today. She talked to her child like her child had beaten to death one of her relatives, and now she has to take care of them somehow. She was screaming at him, cussing at him. It was tough to watch, but I don't know why I said that. But these people are having kids. So, as I've said before, good people, you need to have more children. You need to have more kids, because all these dum-dums just cranking out more and more babies. The only thing we could do is have more kids. Decent people need to have more kids. Because it's a lonely road. I tell ya, it's a lonely road. If you grew up in the Caribbean, you know that sound. Lonely road. That kind of tremolo in the voice. Lonely road. That kind of sound. That's 80s and 90s dub. So, please have more children, okay? And the people who are not having children, just have them. They're scared. That's the problem. They scared to have children, okay? They like to say, oh, the environment, the overpopulation, I would never. You're scared. You're terrified, okay? Mothers are the Navy SEALs of women, and you are not that, okay? You're spoilt. You want a nappy poo on Saturday, twice. You want to have drinky poos late on Friday, and you want to nap all day Saturday. Good for you, okay? But you're scared to have children. The environment, the overpopulation, you are scared. Remember in primary school when some fella would step way out of line where he shouldn't and try to approach one of the bigger guys, or something happened and he get in a fight with a bigger guy, and the bigger guy absolutely beats the living hell out of him? What happens afterwards? He come up to you and he'll be like, boy, I could have picked up I could have had a knife in my bag, I could have stabbed him. He don't understand, but because I doing so much karate, if I hit him now, I go into jail, my hands is registered weapons. He talking his big talk. Meantime, he got licks. He's not cut out for it. And some women are not cut out for the hardest, longest, most thankless job in the world. There are plenty treasures and prizes that you can have. That's the truth. But some women are not cut out for it. They are scared. They're scared. They don't know about the husband or the partner that they've picked. Maybe they haven't picked them right. Because 2 years after breastfeeding, when your husband's on top of you trying to make love and you scream up, you raise your hands over your head, and the titties that you've been breastfeeding with for the past few years, they nosedive down inside of them armpits. You understand? And you could play them like a bagpipe. Most husbands, they love that. They diving in there with them. They freeing them back from the dive. They grab them back. They gather them. They create a perfectly round titty in 2 hands. You just squeeze the base. But if you haven't picked the right husband, he might not like that. He might try and go out and horn you. So you're scared you haven't picked the right husband. You're scared to deal with the facts. You are worried that after you send a 10-pound watermelon out your vagina, that your husband isn't going to want to go down there and deal with that butcher's bin. But if you've picked correctly, not only will he stand it, he will love it. He will revel in the fact that his kids came out of there and he could still go up in there and create a little pleasure for the wife. So stop saying it's environmental or you're worried about overpopulation. You are scared. You are a lazy turd who wants to enjoy your life, and there's nothing wrong with that. But next time the conversation comes up, just say, guys, I'm actually a terrified, lazy turd, and I don't want to have kids. Because I'm scared. I'm scared it's going to be hard, and I'm not tough enough to do it, which is the truth. And nothing's wrong with that. We need those people too. But mothers are the Navy SEALs of women. And some of you out there can't handle that. And some of you should not. Let's be real. If you do not want to have the children, I don't think you should. But let's just be honest about the reasons, okay? You don't want your vagina blown out. You don't want to wreck your things. Listen, they could cause tendons to swell. They could cause you to lose teeth, cavities, acne, blood vessels, hemorrhaging. I mean, this is before you even have the children. You had to take care of them. Cha la 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 long, a la 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 long, 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 long. Come on, girl, I want to make you sweat. You understand? I just think, you can't call yourself an environmentalist. Hush your mouth, you're scared. You're damn scared. You're terrified that your husband, who plays video games all day, doesn't have it in him. And you're correct, he does not. You're scared that your husband, who likes Birkenstocks, you're scared that he doesn't have it in him. And most men who wear this type of accommodation on their feet, they can't handle it. But if he goes out in early morning and works and comes home, or if he runs a business, which Lord knows takes some pressure and some heat, or he's some kind of, engineer, or if he's a starving artist, he's accustomed to roughing it, you're good to go. And the jobs aren't important, the person is important, okay? So next time somebody asks you if you're having kids and you don't want them, just say, you know what? I don't want the hassle. Or I'm scared. Or just slowly look over at your husband. They go, Candace, what about you guys? Are you guys gonna have kids? And you just slowly at the dinner party, you take a drink of wine, you put it down, and then you slowly turn your head over to your husband, who's over there. He's on his phone and he's giggling. He's not even paying attention. He won't drink the wine. And you just slowly look over and you just see that everything you've dreamt of as a young woman just drain out of you as you realize the truth hits home and it explodes like the Challenger space shuttle inside you, and you realize that it is never gonna happen with that joker. So you turn back to your friend. You don't even answer her. You just look her in her eye. And your eyes well up a little bit with tears. And you don't even wipe the tears. And they don't even come out. They dry, they get sucked back into the eyes. And you just do a face like, or you just come over, emotionless, you take another sip. You put the glass down. And then you say something like, did anybody see what Trump said recently? And the conversation just moves on. And that's going to be your life for the next 40 years. Because you're scared. Take action. Dump the worthless man. Find the next one. Have children. Let me tell you, it's a good time. And apologies. If you're out there and you can't have children, apologies. It's a dick move to say what I'm saying. It's not. You have your own trials and tribulations. And you just have to deal with that. And unfortunately, we all have them. But all I'm asking for is some honesty. Honesty. That's it, folks. Thank you very much. I'll be back soon. Daddy goes first.